All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Coffee Break. Here with my buddy Jim.
What's up?
So today, I thought we would talk about. Well, first of all, we made no secret of the fact that you had a serious motorcycle accident. So at some point, hopefully, you'll be able to get back on a bike,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be time to start shopping for bikes soon.
Uh-huh.
First of all, have you noticed, because you've been browsing and keeping up on it, you're maybe not quite ready yet, but keeping an eye on the market. Have you noticed a drop in Harley prices,
Um,
or maybe more bikes on the market than there were?
there are a lot of used Harleys out there right now.
Okay.
And they run the gamut on price point.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to the dealers, you're not going to find any huge bargains through the dealers.
Yeah. I mean,
But,
right.
counterpoint to that, you're probably not going to find a whole lot of deals, like through Facebook Marketplace or anything like that. Because for some reason, people still seem to think that, their motorcycles are made out of solid gold.
Uh-huh.
Especially,
I know
and if
what
they
I
don't,
have.
there's,
No low balls.
no low ballers. I know what I got. Yeah, I know what you got too. So yeah, and I've noticed, like, especially the private deal, the private sellers
Mhm.
through like Facebook Marketplace and the like. If you see something that looks like it's a really good deal, or like that price is really low, there's a reason.
If something seems too good to be true,
Well, I mean, and
probably
like,
is.
I want to say like maybe 4 out of 5 times you find one that's like, man, that's a really low price. No title. No title. I'll give you a bill of sale.
Uh-huh.
And there's always a reason why they don't have a title.
Mhm.
There's always some like long fucking story why they don't have a title and
Drawn
why
out
it's perfectly fine.
sob
It's not
story.
stolen.
Yeah, don't worry.
Don't care. I don't care if it's stolen or not. You don't have a fucking title.
Yeah, it does me no good.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, because now it's my headache.
Right, exactly.
And it is. It's an absolute headache.
It's a nightmare. Yeah, for those of you out there who maybe don't have experience yet dealing with the paperwork nightmare that is the B&B and just vehicles in general, if you don't have a title to a vehicle, it is an absolute nightmare to get it plated, get said title to sell it. Like, it's not worth it.
No.
It is not worth it.
No,
Like,
it's
unless somebody's giving you something for $1.
I even kind of like, I do double takes on out of state titles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're like, yeah, clear Michigan title, clear Wisconsin title.
Yeah, there is a reason.
If you don't live in Michigan or Wisconsin and you have a Michigan or Wisconsin title, then there's usually a reason why I didn't get titled in this state.
Right. That's why the BMV requires a police investigation or confirmation of the VIN number.
And once you buy it, I mean,
yeah, you're stuck with it.
You can go after them, but it's they've already got your money, and you already have the goods. So good luck with that fight.
Yeah, that's why even though in Indiana they do not require a bill of sale when you sell a vehicle, purchase a vehicle, whatever, you just the title. Mm-hmm. Always get a bill of sale. Always. Mm-hmm. Like, or my son.
Yeah, because you're one like, oh, I lost my title away from, fighting for the thing that you paid for.
Right. Not only that, so let's say I'm going to give you a hypothetical that actually happened. We're not going to use names. Assume for a moment that you sell a vehicle to someone, free and clear, done. They gave you your money, you gave them the title, signed it over, done deal. But this individual never bothers to go get the title in their name.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the B&B is concerned, that's still your vehicle. The person you sold it to, until they go to the B&B and actually transfer it over. So if, for example, they drive that vehicle into long-term parking or somewhere else,
Or
park
get
on the
into an
side of the road,
accident.
get into an accident. The plate, even if there's no plate on it, the VIN number is registered to you.
Mm-hmm.
You need some sort of documentation that shows, hey, I sold this vehicle on X date. That's what the bill of sale is for.
Right.
So if they don't bother to get it,
Yeah, because
somebody comes
regardless
after
of
you-
who drives the vehicle, even if like your vehicle is stolen
yeah,
and they get into an accident, you're on the hook
mm-hmm.
because that's your vehicle.
It's your vehicle, which is nuts, man. If you think about
It's
it,
absolutely ludicrous.
it's insane. The laws in this country are broken.
Mhm.
So you're looking at motorcycles, right? Are you probably still going to go Harley, or are you like opening your world to other?
Well, I was never closed to the world of other bikes.
Right.
I bought my Harley because that's the bike that spoke to me.
Yeah, because you love that. Bike.
Yeah, we've spoken about
we
that
talked
before.
about
You
that on the show
you
before.
you buy your motorcycle from here.
Mhm.
You know, that's my personal opinion, and that's what I tell everybody who's looking for a motorcycle. Like, just don't get a motorcycle just cause.
Right.
Like, you gotta fucking
You
feel
gotta
something.
it. Yep.
You know, otherwise, what are you even doing? You're not going to get the most out of it.
Right.
You're going to lose interest. You're gonna save your money.
Oh,
If you're not buying your bike from your heart, just save your money.
yeah. What's the meme? If you don't look at your bike,
Yeah, if you don't get off your bike and then turn around to look at it, you bought
walking
the wrong
away,
bike.
Yep. Yeah, then that's the wrong bike for you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, I've never closed myself as far as bikes go. I'm trying to stay as American as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
Harley is obviously the front runner in that regard.
Mhm.
I've looked at some Indians that I didn't hate,
Okay.
but I haven't rode one yet.
Okay.
So
I hear they ride differently, not necessarily better or worse,
Mhm.
just different.
Oh,
than
yeah.
Harley, which makes sense.
there's a lot of old Victories that are in the private market now,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always wanted a Victory.
They make some really.
To be honest with you, if I could find a nice Triumph, I'm
I'm just kidding.
crinkle your nose up at Triumph.
I don't care.
Mostly I want a bike that ticks all the boxes,
Sure.
regardless of what bike it is.
Yeah. And what are those like? What are those boxes?
Obviously, number one, I have to have that feeling.
Okay.
That
That's
je ne sais quoi.
Which you can't even. Can you even get that feeling without actually riding it?
Not really.
Yeah.
You can look at a bike and go, "Ooh, that looks really nice,"
Right.
and that'll get you part of the way there.
Yeah.
But
it has
if
to have that draw at first.
if it doesn't ride nice, if you don't enjoy riding it, you're not going to ride it.
Right. Yeah.
And even that, in my opinion, the look kind of takes a backseat to the ride.
Yeah.
If it rides nice, it doesn't look the greatest. I can get over not looking the greatest.
Right.
You can fix not looking the greatest.
That's true. Yeah.
A bike rides the way it rides. I mean, aside from it needs a new suspension or the
Right.
brakes need fixed or whatever.
Right.
The inherent rideability of that bike,
the
because
ride
all
feel.
bikes ride different.
Mm-hmm. They do.
If they didn't, they'd all be the same and it wouldn't
Same,
fucking
yeah.
matter.
Yeah. So like my bike is very like kind of big, fat, heavy,
Mhm.
sits
Sits high.
very high, has a high center of gravity,
Mhm.
but is surprisingly stable
Yeah.
for maneuvers. But
I've rode it.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed riding it,
yeah, yours,
but it's not the same as my Softail.
yeah,
My
which
Softail sits lower.
sits lower. Yep.
It's a little easier to manage weight wise
Mhm.
because it weighs about 200 pounds less.
Right.
It's got that old school aesthetic to it, which I just adore.
Right.
But on the other hand, it's not going to turn as tight because it doesn't have as much of a lean
Right.
as the higher sitting Ultra.
Right. Ultra can lean more.
Yeah, it can lean a little bit more.
Degree of Is it lean or is it something else that is like talks about the degrees?
They talk a lot of degrees in a lot of different aspects, but
Anyway,
essentially the lean, your lean angle,
yeah.
which if you've ever ridden a motorcycle, the more you can lean, the tighter you're going to turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some bikes that you think would be incredibly maneuverable, or I should say, make tight turns. The ability to make tight turns actually,
they ride like a brick.
Yeah,
real good, and going in a straight line.
Yeah,
turning not so much.
Yeah, turning not so much. That's one of the things.
Yeah, looking at you, Honda VTX.
I was actually really surprised at the level of maneuverability possible on something like an Ultra once you learn.
Yeah, once you know how.
Yeah,
there is a what's the term I'm looking for? Learning curve.
Yeah, I was gonna say a learning curve.
Yeah, there is a bit of a learning curve to the large baggers, but you and I took the Ride Like a Pro class.
Like a pro, yeah.
Which is basically what the motorcycle police officers take, when they do their low speed maneuvers, and you can do some absolutely insane turns.
Oh yeah,
on those big baggers, if you know how.
Right.
Anybody can turn going at a high speed.
Right. Yeah. The low speed.
Yeah, the low speed. Because the bike wants to stay up.
Right.
The faster you go, the more the bike wants to stay up. That's, centrifugal force. But when you're at the lower speeds, you don't have that helping you out. It's all you at that point. So there's a lot of, clutch work and, throttle work and rear brake work. There are people that'll tell you, it's like, I don't even need that back brake. And I know people that only use their front brakes,
Yeah.
And, that's fine for whatever they do for, but, especially on the low speed maneuvers, the rear brake is your friend.
Oh, yeah. It made such a huge difference. Once I started using the rear brake to do low speed maneuvers, oh my God, that obviously in conjunction with your other stuff that you're doing, your friction zone and your throttle, you got to
there's a harmony to that.
There's a harmony, but I'll tell you this, man. Oh my God, my wrist and my hand, learning that friction zone and how to manipulate it and all of that. Oh, my hand hurt so bad, dude, for months.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about riding a motorcycle. It is deceptively physical.
It is.
Like, you think that you're sitting on the thing and you're just kind of like, just kind of hanging on and just being in there. And no, there's muscles that you use.
Yeah. That you know what? That's the best. There are muscles that you use when you ride a motorcycle that you perhaps have not used before, or if you have, not regularly.
Yeah, not to that degree.
So your like inner thighs will hurt. Your like all different parts of you that you like. Why does this hurt? It's because these muscles, after a little bit, especially once you get the feel for it and you start, riding it properly.
Yeah, you're like your wrists, your forearms,
all that stuff.
The backs of your hands are gonna hurt.
Yeah, the back of the hand is like, why? What the hell? Why does this hurt?
Your shoulders. I mean, like you
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, there's muscle groups in there that you're not going to realize are going to get sore when you're on it long enough.
That was one of the things that I didn't really think about or plan for when I got
because nobody thinks about that.
Nobody thinks about it. But learning, especially to actually ride a bike, not just straight line or but actually learning the low speed maneuvers and how to do all that.
Yeah, because it doesn't take very long to learn the basics.
Right.
Like I've done it a couple of times with a couple of different people, and I've had them riding in an hour.
Yeah. The basics are easy to cover, really. Clutch, brakes,
If
throttle.
you've ever ridden a bicycle and driven a stick shift, you're 2/3 of the way there.
Yep. Yep.
You just got to put those two skills together.
Uh-huh.
With a little extra weight.
Sure.
Um,
You can learn a little extra weight balance. And
So you can get the motorcycle moving.
Right.
In and out. I can get you on the road in and out.
Mhm.
Now you're not going to be good
No.
at all.
At all.
I mean, you can get from point A to point B probably
Yeah. And as long as
under optimal conditions.
Mhm.
Yeah, you could do it.
Yeah.
And over the years, I've seen a lot of people that was their riding ability.
Mhm.
It was, I had, you bought the bike.
Yep.
And you figured it out for an hour or two in a parking lot,
Mhm.
and then you were on the road.
Yeah.
And that was as far as they ever went.
That was my first motorcycle when I was, I think, like 17. I
Mhm.
got what was it, like a Yamaha 950 or 750 or something like that.
Didn't you have like a 750 cow or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. The one that had the kickstart because the electric starter went out. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
We weren't talking a lot at that time, but
Yeah, I think you had a Kawasaki at that point. I had the old Honda 750 that the electric start didn't work most of the time.
Yeah.
So it was just, kickstart.
Now, luckily, I had a street that had a slight gradient to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to get it over there and let it roll and then pop the clutch.
Oh, yeah, the push start.
The push start, yeah. But that's like I could go in a straight line and make turns.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, yeah. As long as
it'd be big turns.
Big turns, yeah. As long as I didn't have tight maneuvers that I had to do, I was fine. I was good.
Yeah, I actually and this was like decades ago.
Yeah. I mean, like I said,
This was decades ago. I had there was this girl who would ride on the back of the bike with me from time to time. She loved bikes. Yeah, no, nothing like that. Not from lack of trying, but and she always told me, she's like, I love riding on the back with you because you don't lean. And I didn't.
Yeah.
It was, I would slow down and as little lean as possible. Now, now's different.
Exactly. And that was one of the things that I learned is leaning helps.
Mm-hmm.
It is so important though, and I can't stress this enough. If you do get a motorcycle, learn it. Take it to a safe area, parking lot, whatever, and really spend time on
and don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't stop learning.
Right.
That is the worst place to be as a rider, is to be complacent.
Yeah.
Be like, I know how to ride this thing.
There you go. Yep.
That's like the people always tell me, I never dropped my bike. You haven't dropped your bike yet.
Exactly.
There are few, if any, riders who have never put their bike down.
Right. They have never ever let it fucking touch the ground.
Come on. Whether at low speed or high speed or whatever, it's not if, it's a when.
It's a win.
Because things happen.
Yep.
And you have to be aware that those things happen and be prepared for them.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
you
like
never know.
At the anniversary party, there was a guy who came in and on the grass slipped a little bit and the bike went down. But nobody got hurt. It was very, very minor. But
grass is slick.
Grass is slick, exactly. And like all the other bikes had made it in just fine, but there are spots that you can't always anticipate it,
or when we went to Summerfest. And it was nothing but loose sand.
Exactly. Loose sand. And I'm not afraid to admit it. I went over like it's sand, dude. I'm on a 1,000-pound motorcycle.
I did not go over, but I was waiting to. It was like real, butthole clenching.
Yeah. And
that's probably the only reason my bike didn't go down, is because I was holding it up with my butthole.
Right. Yeah. You had to just, yeah, probably. But it happens. And again, it's a matter of when, not if, because it's eventually going to happen. Plus, there's so many gravel, exceedingly loose gravel parking lots and other stuff.
Yeah, loose gravel, grass clippings. Oh my God.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
you know what?
PSA time.
Let's talk about grass.
Yeah,
because,
PSA time.
Obviously, there are those. If you guys have seen the memes, right? Some people make fun of it, but on a straight line, grass clippings are whatever.
Even in a straight line.
Okay.
Because the funny
So
thing
you
about
say they're dangerous. Just
they're dangerous all the time.
okay.
It's a funny thing. You've got loose grass. Well, like I said before, grass is slippery,
Right.
and now it's not even connected to the ground.
Okay.
So you've got your tire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your tire is supposed to grip the pavement.
Right.
Anything that comes between your tire and the pavement, you lose traction.
True.
So you hit that slippery, especially fresh cut grass, because it's seeping that, little
That's
grass
not- yeah.
sap,
Yeah. Grass blood.
out of it. So it's wet,
Mm-hmm.
wet and motorcycles is not a good combination. Grass and motorcycles is not a good combination. Now you have wet grass.
What do you say to those people that are like, "Well, learn to ride"?
Yeah, I say go fuck yourself. No, I mean honestly, dude. I mean, and this is a big thing for me. And it's a big thing for a lot of riders.
Okay.
And I'll fucking tell you straight up because I'm not about to pull my punches here. If you fucking blow your grass clippings into the fucking, especially like if you're on a fucking highway or something, you're on like one of those 2-lane highways or something like that.
Right.
There's gonna be motorcycle traffic.
Mhm.
If you're blowing your grass clippings into the street, fuck you, get syphilis and die. Straight up. Straight the fuck up.
Yeah. I understand, man. I get it.
You might as well be pointing a fucking gun at me.
Yeah. Especially on curves. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
You're like, a straight line as well.
Yeah,
but on
straight line.
curves,
Yeah, and now,
they're deadly.
now you're fucking trying to curb the bike.
Yeah.
Your wheel isn't nearly as under much load
Mhm.
as it would be if you were on a straightaway.
Mhm. Well, yeah, because when you curve, when you lean that bike, it's the centrifugal force is pushing down even more on that wheel, and that wheel is the entire point of contact. It's not like a car where you have the 4 tires, and each one. On motorcycles, you only got 2 tires, so half as much initially, and the way that it is on a bike, like traction is everything.
Yeah,
it's everything.
it is everything. And especially like until you get into the apex of that turn, you're likely not accelerating.
Right.
So your wheel isn't what they call under load.
Right. Yeah. What is that? Okay. So do you explain what that means?
Under load?
Yeah.
So like your engine is putting power to that wheel.
Mhm.
That wheel is actively, it's not just coasting.
Okay.
You've got power to the wheel. It's pushing the wheel into the pavement.
Yeah, which actually generates more traction.
Right.
That's why you accelerate out of.
It's like, putting your foot down real hard.
Yeah.
That your foot is under load.
Right. Pushing down on it. Yeah. Okay.
As opposed to when you're not accelerating, you don't have as much of that force going to the wheel.
Okay. Makes sense.
So, and when you're going into a curve, until you hit the apex of it, you're probably not going to be accelerating because you don't want to over or under.
Right. Yeah.
Turn.
Have to judge your curve.
Yeah.
And see
Once you're into the apex, now you can
familiar.
start accelerating and power out through the rest of it.
Right. Right. So, one thing I do want to bring up is So, as many of you may or may not know, I was an over-the-road truck driver for about 10 years. I've seen drivers of all skill levels, from absolutely like should not be on the road to, damn, I could learn a thing or two from this guy, right? Is it just me, or does it seem like the number of unskilled or purposefully dodgy people on the roads have increased, or is it just a perception thing?
Okay, so we're going to do this now.
Yeah, we're going to do this.
Okay. So here's the thing, drivers nowadays. They suck. They're pieces of shit. And they should all eat shit and die.
Fair enough.
There are so few actual drivers on the road today. You just have passengers in the driver's seat.
You really do. Like, one of the things, and I actually had, I've had multiple conversations with people. Part of it, in my opinion, is the fundamental lack of knowledge of the actual rules of the road.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things is merging, right? When you go to get on like a highway and you got that acceleration, that's what it's for, acceleration lane. You would use that to accelerate. However, it is not traffic's job to yield to you.
Uh-huh.
They have the right of way. They are already on the fucking road.
Yeah.
You have to figure out how to intersperse yourself so that you don't crash.
Yeah, it's called zipper merging.
Zipper merging. Go in at
which is used for getting onto a road, not fucking taking the left-hand lane until it goes away and then squeezing your dumb ass in at the last fucking second before you hit the fucking cones and the fucking arrow sign. You know, regardless of what some of the fucking police departments will tell you about zipper merging, it's a great concept if you know how to do it. You don't know how to do it.
Right. I do agree with that. Because I have been in road construction in every single one of the 48 contiguous states.
Mm-hmm.
And in no situation has zipper merging
worked flawlessly
with it, like the way it's supposed to. It just,
I would say at all.
That's what I'm saying, though. They say that it,
because there's a difference between merging and stopping traffic.
Right.
You know, this goes into the whole societal fucking norm nowadays of everybody being so fucking oblivious to anything outside of their little personal sphere.
Yeah.
And just being so fucking self-important.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that exactly right there is part of the problem with today's drivers, today's adults, today's whatever. Right.
And let me just be clear. I am not the best driver in the world.
No.
I'm
just kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
Fuck you. How about that? How about you go fuck yourself? I'm good.
Uh-huh.
I'd say I'm better than average.
Yeah, you're a decent driver. You are a decent driver.
I've spaced out. I've done some bonehead things that I felt bad about. There's some things that I shouldn't have done this. I inconvenienced somebody.
Right.
I've, almost gotten into a situation that could have been bad because I just, wasn't paying enough attention.
Right. Sometimes
it happens. Unfortunately, the norm has become brain dead.
Yeah. Oh God, it really has.
Like if you're not in line for Starbucks, you don't know how to work that car at all.
Right.
You got your phone in one hand, your fucking Starbucks in another hand, and you're trying to do fucking makeup or fucking, fucking pick your nose or fucking jerk yourself off.
Right. Or fucking live stream while you're driving. Or some stupid shit.
Fucking TikToking and whatever, and you're doing fucking 70 miles an hour.
Right.
Dude, we talked about this earlier before we started the stream that like every day, every other day on the fucking bypass, the 20 bypass 31, going to fucking South Bend, coming from South Bend, both ways.
Yep.
Nobody's getting a pass on this one. Every day, every 2 days, there is a wreck.
Yeah.
Not like a little fender bender.
Yeah, not a minor
cars are fucked up.
Yeah.
There's probably an ambulance coming.
Yep.
What is going on? Then I gave this a lot of thought today.
Okay.
Because of that, because there was another wreck that fucking held me up. Wasn't even in the direction I was going. And I had to reroute on my way back because they were still backed up for miles and miles and miles because two cars decided they wanted to be in the same spot at the same time. And I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, this is interesting that these are probably the same fucking people like, oh, it wasn't my fault, or this or that, the other, making excuses all day long. These are the people who are like, oh, guns kill people. We need to get rid of guns. You're in at least 2 tons of fucking metal. They are deadly. People die all the time in car accidents.
Yeah, people do not, especially like.
But you somehow have a right to fucking be in control of this fucking death machine.
Mhm.
With no regard for anyone else's safety.
Yeah.
They'll move. They'll get out of the way. They shouldn't have been there. Why are you in the road? Why are you fucking crossing the crosswalk? Why are you... Fuck you. Okay? You don't need a driver's license. You don't need a fucking car. We're not talking about banning cars, are we?
Right.
You know, we're not trying to fucking make sure all of our cars are fucking safely parked in fucking garages so that they don't run out while we're not looking and kill people. Get fucking real.
Yeah, and it's not just confined to quote non-professional drivers. The quality of truck drivers has just plummeted to the toilet, man. Now there are still, let me be very, very clear, there are still some high quality Johnny Big Riggers out there. Don't get me wrong, but I have seen so many shitty truck drivers.
I could get so fucking, I could get so bent right now.
Right, I know.
Dude, this would be like a feature film, okay? Just a feature film about why. And I got,
why you hate truck drivers.
yeah. And it's not just because, of all the time that I spent driving a forklift and working docks and loading trucks. I've, had some really good drivers come through.
I'm sure you have.
Had some that, would have big attitudes because the whole fucking thing with dock workers and drivers, I'm pretty sure it's been going on since the beginning of time.
Absolutely.
Since the invention of the wheel.
Yeah. You got Billy Big Rigger who, hates unions because they're always on coffee break. I mean,
these guys don't know how to load my trailer.
Right.
And
my trailer, I know how to do it.
Mhm.
No, move that over there.
I've dealt with them all.
Yep.
And, in my time, I don't do that nowadays.
Right.
I'm not.
We moved on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, well, different things anyway.
It
But
makes
when
me clear.
I was no, I don't.
No,
I
it doesn't.
don't.
I'm kidding.
Don't come looking for fucking
Right.
enriched uranium from me. Weapons grade plutonium. I don't have it. I can't get
No,
it.
he sold
Leave
it
me
all.
alone. You're gonna get shot for nothing.
Right.
God, I hope that doesn't become a thumbnail.
Right.
That's just what I need is like the blurb to be,
Yep.
you're going to get shot for nothing.
Yep. That's going to be, I'm going to make a meme.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Anywho, when I was doing that kind of work,
Mhm.
I had a pretty good knack of, putting drivers at ease.
Yeah.
They would come in, fuck you, and at the end of the day, we're, fucking shaking hands and fucking. There was a female driver. Never mind.
He's secure enough in his masculinity that he can make jokes like that.
What about female drivers?
Oh, you said female?
Yeah, I said female drivers. Yeah, her sister was in the sleeper.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah, she was one of the biggest ones that, like, at the end of the day, I think we were, like, making plans to go out drinking. But, I forgot where I was going with this now. Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome. That's my job, by the way. to
Yeah.
Inflict my ADD on everyone else.
But I've seen a lot of different truck drivers is the point I'm trying to make. Good ones, bad ones that can't speak English.
Yeah.
The only phrase they know is, I have to be in Chicago by 3.
Yeah, we talked about this before. I have to be in Chicago by 3.
Yeah.
With varying accents. Don't get me wrong. It's not,
It's usually some sort of fucking Eastern European.
Okay. There you go.
Coming from Bosnia or Botslavia or,
Botswana.
Latvia or whatever.
Yeah, Latveria.
Yeah.
Latveria.
I'm pretty sure their king is Dr. Doom. There's one for the nerds.
Right.
Reference. But at any rate, yeah, these drivers nowadays, and that's the thing, is like now you can just go through a 3-week course and
Yeah,
know,
they put you,
and
right
then
in
you're on the
truck.
road.
Yeah, most companies, especially when I was driving as a trainer, you went to the truck driving course and then you went and got put with an actual trainer that
Yeah.
would take, because you literally only learn enough to pass the test.
Right.
When you go to truck driving school. That's it.
And and I went to truck driving school. I didn't finish it. That's not the direction I wanted to go.
Yeah.
But, that was the first thing they told us in class was, you're not going to learn how to drive a truck here.
Right.
You're going to learn how to pass the test here.
Test. Exactly.
When you get to your job, that's when they're going to teach you how to drive.
How to actually drive a truck. Yes. There's a lot of people that didn't understand that.
Well, but it didn't matter if they understood it or not. Yeah. That's how it was.
That's how it was.
Nowadays,
it's a different animal now.
The industry has changed so much. They're consistently pushing out the owner operators. The companies are losing people left and right. The quality of people. Yeah. Because
well, I tell you, a lot of
you're starting to get people that become truck drivers because they can't keep a regular job.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they have no idea what they're getting into. No. They don't understand that.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
It is absolutely a lifestyle. And, it's not just a job.
9.5 times out of 10, you'll back me up on this. 9.5 times out of 10, you think you're going to go through fucking truck driving school, get with a company, and you're going to be home every night. You're lucky to be home every week.
That's exactly what I was about to say. You will be very lucky to be home every week.
Yeah, because, the experienced guys, unless they want to, they don't run 48.
No.
They're not OTR.
Yep.
They're running the dedicated runs.
Yeah,
they're running the local shit. You earn that.
You earn that. That's exactly right. Yeah. So, for example, with one of the companies that I worked for, because I worked for a handful of them. The longest one is when I was a trainer, but different companies have different rules about home time. Like the one company that I worked for, once a month, they would try to get you home.
Yeah, maybe.
The other one, every 8 weeks, they guaranteed you'd have a weekend.
Yeah, every 2 months you get a weekend.
Every 2 months you get 2 to 3 days at home.
Yeah.
And then when I started training, initially I was an OTR trainer and I went home about every 8 weeks and I'd be home for about 4 to 5 days. But when you can put in for either a dedicated or a regional, right? Dedicated, you work for a particular client, regional, particular area. Both of them, though, generally equate to the same thing, which is you kind of know where you're going to be.
Yeah.
On the dedicated, I was home every weekend because that's how the runs were set up. Regional, I could be home every weekend.
Yeah. OTR, you go where the loads go.
You go where the loads go. Dude, and that's how I went to 48 of 50 states, including Mexico and Canada, because I was OTR. I went where the loads took me.
And they're always going somewhere.
Always going somewhere. Yes. And you might have to say, that's another thing people don't plan for or understand about being a truck driver. You're not always driving, dude. You're not always driving. There are going to be lots and lots of times where you're sitting. Either waiting for a load, waiting to get unloaded, waiting to get loaded, waiting for a trailer, waiting for something to open.
Waiting for the roads to open up.
Yeah, unless you have a trainee like me that, decided to create a convoy in the middle of a blizzard. I wake up, I'm like, why is it white? Yeah. Look in the mirror, there's a whole line of trucks. This guy has, 2 weeks of driving experience.
And he's blazing a trail.
Yeah, blazing a trail. Billy Bigford, they had the road shut down. The bumper of the truck was literally plowing the snow. It was that built up on the road, and he's steady. He's steady going. We actually both know this person.
Yeah, he got the load there though.
You know what, dude? It scared the crap out of me.
Well, as it should.
But I mean, he did it. He did, at
Yeah.
least until I made him pull over and stop because I'm like, oh, dear God, dude, no.
Gotta get that load there.
Yeah, well, we've got to get there. Bruh.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah. Or, inexperience.
Yeah.
Because,
You get paid by the mile.
yeah. You can't collect
Truck
a
ain't
paycheck
moving,
every
you
day.
ain't getting paid.
Yeah. And there's lots of schools of thought on that as well.
Mhm.
And I was always very much, as a matter of fact, I had 100% on time. I was never late with a load because I took that very seriously. If there was ever going to be a conflict, I would contact and be like, all right, look, is there someone who has more hours that can finish?
Mhm.
Because it happens. Sometimes you get assigned a load that you don't have the hours
Right.
to make the load and make it on time. But
Mm-hmm.
but
And nobody ever cooks their books.
Yeah, it's not like that ever happens. Tried flatbedding for a bit, went down to Texas and back. Let's just say that it's a trip that should have took a certain amount of time and hours, and we'll just leave it there.
We'll just leave it
We'll
at that.
Just leave it there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's a lot easier on paper books, obviously.
Yeah.
Electronic log books, man. It's really, really hard to cheat them. You can do it.
Oh,
it.
I'm sure.
It's possible.
Oh.
It's harder, but it's possible. Not that I know anything about that. But, you pick up tricks.
Right.
Anyway, so I have noticed, and obviously there's channels out there that talk about this, Bonehead Truckers,
Mhm.
several other ones.
Yeah.
That,
But I think that's the big crux of it right now is,
Mhm.
the number one, the quality of the people that are coming in.
Yep.
The reason they're coming in for, and the training.
and
Companies are so desperate now to get people on the road because freight has to be moved.
yeah, the freight has not gone down.
Yeah,
The amount of freight-
people have to understand that, these big rigs,
Mhm.
driving these loads, that's the blood of this country.
Oh yeah,
You know,
the vast majority of stuff that gets delivered,
if the trucks don't run,
comes by truck.
shit don't get delivered.
No.
Shit don't get delivered. You don't have stuff.
No, exactly. One thing I will say, so I have noticed also that and it's not just the quality of the recruits coming in, right? I won't say most.
It's not just that. No.
It's not just that, but a significantly higher portion of the population now is choosing to pursue other career
Mhm.
options rather than go become a truck driver.
Yeah.
Because you used to be able to make a good living as a truck
Yeah, I was
driver.
just about to say that. They have kind of priced people out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you used to be able to make a good living as a truck driver, especially as a trainer. Oh, dude, I
Mhm.
made hand over fist. I made good ass money when I was a trainer.
Mhm.
Now, my wife at the time blew it all. Thank you. But it
Yeah, I
happened.
remember that.
Yeah. But if you're smart and if you plan, you can used to be able to do quite well as
Mhm.
a trainer.
Yeah, you're going to
even
you're
as
going to make
driver.
sacrifices for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of that was home time.
Uh-huh.
If you wanted to make the dollars, you had to stay rolling.
Yeah.
And
Now you're making the sacrifices and you're not even making the money.
right. The level, and it happened while I was there. I mean, I started seeing them making, a little less. What the hell's going on? Oh, well, freight prices are going up and,
Mhm.
fuel prices are now up. And especially now, I don't like, we go to the pump and we see, okay, yeah, it's like, $3.50 now instead of $4.50. Okay, great. Sometimes even dipping below the $3 mark.
Mhm.
Diesel doesn't move
Mhm.
hardly at all. If you guys, I don't know if you guys pay attention to diesel prices. A lot of us don't because we don't either drive diesel or have a history, like
Right.
that.
You got
if
no reason to look.
You got no reason to look. Exactly. But if you pay attention to diesel prices, they're still astronomical.
Yeah, they're still up there.
They're still
which is amazing to me.
Say it.
Because diesel's a byproduct.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
they used to make gasoline and dump diesel on the ground.
Yeah.
It was garbage.
Uh-huh.
You know, obviously there's some more stuff that goes into it now, but even still, at the end of the day, you can't make gasoline and not have the makings for diesel left over.
And don't even get me started on the DEF scam.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That is
the deer piss.
Yeah, dude. Anyway, I you know what? I'm not even gonna get into it.
But that's a factor too.
But it's a factor
that adds into the overhead.
Yep. And
because you can't run without that.
Can't run without it now. There's,
and they've lowered. Yeah, they've lowered the amount of hours you can drive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is it still 11 hours of drive time now?
I think it's 10 now.
Now it's 10?
I think it's 10 now, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember, I think it was like 11.
I haven't kept up on all of the...
11 hours of driving and 14 hours of service.
Yeah, well, it was like, you could do like 8 hours of driving and then 8 hours of combined off-duty and sleeper, right? So you could do it to where, like, for example, you pull up at a receiver, right? While they're unloading, you can take a nap in your bunk, right? Or you can also just sit there and watch TV or whatever. That was all counted as off time / rest.
Yeah.
Then they did it to where you had to have actual 8 hours of sleeper berth time versus just off time. And it had to be like, because you used to be able to do like 4 hours sleeper, right? Then it was uninterrupted. And it just, and then it's changed since then. They made it, I think, just 10 hours in a 24-hour period or something like that. Which, anyway, between that,
which there's a certain irony to that, given the prevalence of amphetamines nowadays.
Right.
Like, as long as there's been amphetamine instructors have been taking them.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on. Black Beauty, White Crosses, and, shit like that. The golden age of amphetamines.
The gas station goodies.
The golden age of amphetamines.
Yep.
But even like now, he's like, they're just fucking doctors are prescribing amphetamines to people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because like they get fidgety. Like, so you
twitch a little.
Yeah, it just seems ironic to me, in a funny kind of way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's you never dude, this world is almost like unbelievable. Like it's to the level to where it's like almost a parody of itself.
Right.
Like it's like, no way this is real. It can't be.
Yeah, it's like Idiocracy, the series.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell, man? Anyway, but the barrier for entry for truck drivers, right, is lower than it's ever been. Because they don't even care if you speak English anymore.
Yeah, they just need fucking butts and seats.
Butts and seats, exactly. They need steering wheel holders. That's what they need. The days of good drivers, and here's the thing, to be fair, once you are a steering wheel holder and you prove yourself a driver, then maybe you'll become a trainer or something like that, or move up to the dedicated or stuff like that. But until then,
all of that, the barrier for entry has lowered and lowered.
Yeah,
it's one of those, in the world of the blind, the one-armed man is king, or the one-eyed man is king.
That's like, for example, right? For the company that I was a trainer for, you had to have X number of years of experience before they would even consider making you a trainer. And my understanding is that has dropped to like 6 months.
Right.
Now I don't know because I haven't actually verified, but it
might not even necessarily be real driving.
Right.
I jockey trailers around the yard.
Right. Exactly. I've had my license for 6 months. That's really what it comes down to, and that is terrifying.
Oh yeah,
that is absolutely terrifying.
Especially when you consider some of these guys are hauling doubles, triples.
Oh yeah. Yeah, tankers full of explosive
Yeah.
materials. Yeah.
Yeah, tankers of fucking hazmat. I
Mhm.
mean,
Or trailers full of hazmat. It doesn't
Right.
have to be a tanker to be dangerous.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, hazmat comes in solid form too.
oh yeah, yeah. But the vast majority of people, it seems, there are better ways to go to make a good living and not have to sacrifice being away from your family for weeks / months at a time. And I'll tell you, so the golden age of truck driving, right? It's easier now. It really is, because you're connected. You've got like infinite call plans and texts and FaceTime and like all that shit.
Well, not to mention, GPS,
Right. Yeah, you can track,
You didn't have to stop and fucking look at your atlas and like.
Yeah. You had to do it the old-fashioned way, which is actually look at a map. God forbid. Yeah.
And hope to God that the route you're plotting will let semis roll on them.
Yeah, so that's actually become a very, very significant problem in the world of truck driving. So many drivers now are using phone GPS or other things that is not set up for motor carriers. It's set up, it's cars. That's the target for these maps. Some individual apps take into account trucks, and those, are their own thing. But your regular Google Maps and shit, that's not set up for semis. Period. End of story. So they use this shit and then they get stuck. They get at best, they get stuck. At worst, they end up crashing into something because it's too low or too small or
too narrow
streets they shouldn't be on, kind of thing. Yeah. And dude, I like here in Michigan City. So there's a road that used to have a shingle plant on it, right? The other side is all residential. As a matter of fact, other than that area that you pull off the main road and the factory's right there. So you would pull off the main road, go like half a block, and then pull into the factory. If you made the wrong turn, you were in Trail Creek. Like you were in a residential neighborhood.
Yeah. Or you were on Springland by
or
Friendship Gardens.
Right. By Friendship Gardens or the elementary school, junior high school. Where the hell are you going to go now?
Right.
So, yeah, there were, and if you follow regular GPS, it happens a lot. The 11-foot-2 or 11-foot-8 bridge. I don't know if you've seen the videos from that, but there's a bridge that's 11-foot-8, and it's literally a security camera that does nothing but capture all the dumbass trucks who slam into it.
You're not getting your trailer under that.
No, dude. No, that's U-Haul trucks get peeled. The can over it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you take your wheels off.
Yeah, it's not happening. And the thing is, they have gone to such lengths. The whoever that bridge belongs to, right? I think it's a railroad, but they painted it bright yellow. They put big ass flashing lights and signs, and doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. People are idiots. They smash right into it.
Yeah.
Right into it while the light's flashing.
Yeah, and I was talking earlier about 2 tons of rolling death. Now exponentially increase that.
Yeah, max load without permits, 80,000 pounds. So 40 tons.
Yeah, you're not stopping
You're
that.
not stopping that. No. If you're going at a decent clip, you're not. Those things do not stop on a dime. 80,000 pounds is a lot.
It takes a lot to forcibly stop them.
Oh, yeah. We saw. So speaking of that, it was fairly early in my career. We were going to Chicago, and we were driving along, and there was a big scene up ahead, right? Crash. It was a series of brand new Peterbilts that were being, I guess, delivered from the factory, right? Still had the stickers on them and everything, that were following each other. And the first one got into an accident, and all the rest were too close and piled up. Boom, 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 boom. There were like between 3 and 5 vehicle. I don't remember exactly how many because I'm just like, holy crap.
There was enough. Those aren't cheap.
No. Oh no. They were like the 379s. They were expensive. And dude, even base model, yeah, brand new Peterbilts.
Yeah, you think your Denali's expensive?
Right. yeah. As a matter of fact, let's just look up. Let's see. 2025 Peterbilt. Let's go for let's go. That's 379. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, okay. So here we go. 165,500 for like this. Literally no sleeper, no nothing.
Yeah, for a day cab.
Base model day cab. Yeah. Let's see here. So a used. Yeah. Okay. So here, the 579 costs $182,000. We're looking at a lot of money. You're probably, by the time you add all those trucks and the options and what they were paying to get them delivered and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
$500,000 easy, if not well into more. So, and my trainer found it hilarious. He could not stop belly laughing over it. And I'm like, dude, what is so funny? Like, that's horrible. Right? He's like, everybody's fine. Nobody's, if somebody was hurt, I may not be quite so jovial, but obviously everybody's fine. The damage is enough to mess up the truck, but not enough to hurt anybody. And I find it glorious because anybody dumb enough to allow that to happen deserves for it to happen. And I was like, I'm not sure I agree with you, but he's like, okay.
Yeah. I don't care if you agree or not.
I don't care if you agree
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, this is your first lesson.
Yeah. You'll notice that like truck drivers will have a slightly similar sense of humor to military personnel.
It's a very dark. Dark, sometimes grim, but just that.
Yeah. When you've got a kind of high stress kind of field of expertise,
right?
They tend to have a darker sense of humor. Your military, your truck drivers, your first responders, things like that. Oh God, firemen. Huh.
Oh yeah, dude, firemen have the grimmest sense of humor, man. Dark.
I'm not sure that they beat out military. Yeah, but it's
especially like combat.
Combat. Shit, forget about it.
Right.
You got like, to me, it's like firefighters, combat, and then like special forces.
Yeah, for a sense of humor.
For edginess. just like.
Oh yeah, dark, man. Correctional officers, police officers. All these jobs that have, high stress, little appreciation, right?
Anything where you see some shit.
You'll find that they just have a really odd sense of humor.
It's a coping mechanism.
I was about to say, it's a coping mechanism that you develop in order to deal with. Because as a truck driver, like if you don't find some stuff funny, to relieve some of that, because it's all pent up, dude. Traffic in a semi, good God, like imagine rush hour, right?
Yeah,
in your car, but worse.
Well, and that's one of the things that we had talked about over the years, and something that I always talk to people who were considering getting into truck driving. Like, you spend a lot of your time in a box alone.
Yep.
And
And
People aren't wired for that.
right. One thing I will say that I want to interject real quick. I have noticed that CB use has tended to fall off sharply,
Hmm.
like as technology has developed. And I guess I
Yeah.
understand why, but like when I was driving, and I don't want this to be when I was your age, but
Yeah.
when I was driving, CB use was already slightly on decline with the advent of cell phones,
Hmm.
but it was still like you would still hear
Yeah.
the CB, right? You still hear people, and hey, you got your ears on, blah 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 blah, all the little trucker lingo stuff. But it seems to, like, I got a CB the other day and tried it out, right? And we're right by 94, so you should hear
Hmm.
something on channel 16 or 19. Sorry, channel 19 is trucker channel.
Hmm.
You tune into that, you expect to hear something. I waited for like an hour and didn't hear anything.
Hmm.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, I think CB has kind of become outdated.
It has, yeah. Which is
when
wild,
you can
dude.
just use your cell phone.
Mhm.
Use
Join a group text, like all that stuff.
any of that stuff.
Yeah.
They make
FaceTime.
those radio apps for your phone.
Yeah, you can. I mean,
So
there's
it
tons
works
of other
just like a
options.
CB, but it's
Mhm.
peer to peer.
Right. Yep.
So nobody can just tune in and
Can
listen
just
to your
tune in.
conversation.
Yeah, it's, speaking of conversation, so did you hear that the founder of Telegram got arrested?
I had heard that, yes.
Yeah, in like France or something.
Mhm.
And interestingly enough, it was right after they tried to make him censor stuff or provide a backdoor access or something.
Right.
And he's like, no. Now, I don't know anything about the case. I didn't even look at it.
Mhm.
I heard some stuff. I went, huh. And that was about it.
Yeah.
But-
I barely used Telegram.
Mhm.
And I get a lot of I find myself on channels.
Right.
Just I'll wake up one day and I'm on a channel, usually for crypto exchanges
Right,
or
yeah.
something like
There's
that.
a lot of like people inviting you to channels to try to scam you.
Yeah, it's not even like an invite. I'm just in it.
Yeah.
It's just all of a sudden I'm in it and I've got 348 messages,
Right.
all of people joining.
Mhm.
Nobody's talking, nobody's doing nothing. I'm just like, get me out of this.
Yeah, that is one of the downsides. I think it's like, I think you can add people to a channel just willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And then they can,
If you have their number or can guess their number,
right,
all you need is a number.
all you need is a number, and you can, which is a downside, because I would like the ability to go, I don't want to be in that channel or whatever.
Yeah, and like I said, I barely
you
used
can
it,
still
so
leave it, but
I don't know all of the ins and outs of
Right.
that particular application. So I don't know. Maybe there's a way to turn it off. I don't know.
yeah, I think there
Like-
probably is. I played with it some in the
Yeah.
settings and
You know,
stuff.
honestly, I'm not even sure why I still have it, but
We use it.
yeah. I mean,
but-
I use a different peer-to-peer app.
Okay.
nowadays.
There's several now.
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
Yeah, there are plenty of them out there, but yeah, if you guys wanna hook up with us, you can join our Telegram. Think about doing a Discord channel for.
I've only ever used Discord once.
Okay.
I no longer have it on my phone. I did it because one of the conventions I went to, an anime convention I went to, had a Discord channel.
Oh, and yes, he is an anime fan. So,
From way back.
Yeah, from way back, not recent. But he does not have an anime character as his profile picture. Just so you know,
Anymore.
He was that weeb.
I was never a weeb. Okay, I was never a fucking.
Did you have a
weeb.
waifu?
Many.
Many. He had many waifus.
Yeah, many. I mean, how can you pick just one?
Right. Did you have the body pillow?
No, I have not.
Didn't have the body pillow.
No body pillows.
You know what? I gotta show you this real quick.
Oh dear God.
You guys are gonna get a kick out of this. This is how far it's come. All right, we're gonna need the audio.
Oh, we're gonna need the thing.
Yeah, you're gonna need the thing.
Okay, I've got.
But
Here's the thing.
I'll get it up here real quick. Let me make sure.
Is this going to be better than the hologram waifu? Have you ever seen that?
I don't think so.
Oh man,
Maybe we'll look at that too. All right, hold on. Let me go to.
Yeah, they've got like a hologram waifu that plugs into your shit, and they'll actually like call you at work and
What?
stuff, and say that
I have not seen
it
this.
misses you, and
No, I have not.
ask you how your day is.
I have not seen this. Hold on. Let's go to this first because let me find it.
It's for when Alexa isn't weird enough.
Right. Yeah. Come on, where is it?
Yeah, clock's ticking, bro.
Yeah, I know. Wait, there it is. Okay, so let me get this up here for you guys because this is like wild. This is wild.
All right, what are we
All right,
looking
here
at?
we go. This is the future of gaming.
This is insane. Look at these games.
All right, hold on.
Oh my,
There we go.
what are these? Like, this is insane. Look at these games.
おかえりなさい。お怪我が
Oh yeah, that whole HoloLive thing.
Oh my god. You can
あ
もう
peak fiction. I guess you can hold her hand. What are you're petting them?
や
This is called Snowbreak.
だあ
Oh, she feeds you. Oh wow. Steam is crazy. Every
What
time I
in the
browse
Rule
new and upcoming
34? Oh my
and sort by
goodness.
ratings.
何をしたいんですか
What the? Wait, I was reading something. Wait, well, how did this happen?
どうしましたか
This is crazy.
と
So you get to. Does this game have play it on stream? How popular is this game? It's called Snowbreak.
And it is on Steam.
あ
All right, just for academic purposes.
Man, guys, these games are.
It's nice
She's
to come
sitting
back
in a vibrating chair. Oh my! This okay. All right. This is it's the future of gaming. At least this has. Yeah, this does have an audience. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
This is how society dies.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. And obviously, it's a short leap from that to VR.
Uh-huh.
So.
Oh, you think for a second that's not VR compatible?
Oh yeah. That's
Come
what I'm
on,
saying.
man.
Like it's a short. Whoop, short
Yeah.
not even a leap. It's a step.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
You just add a little own a hole to that and
I don't know
you're
what that
done.
means.
It's if you know, you know.
Oh, okay. Own a hole.
Own a hole, yeah.
All right. Anyway, I
I mean, look it up.
I could. Oh God. All right.
I mean, don't look at the pictures, but
Yeah.
just
Okay.
own a hole meaning.
So, own like OWNA.
No, ONA.
ONA. Okay. ONA.
HOLE.
HOLE.
All one word.
Okay. All right. Let's see what this is. On a hole. Oh, is it on a hole or own a hole? Toy demon. No, we're not. No. Oh no, we're not doing that. Okay, so we got. Hold on. Okay, so we got best Japanese on a hole and sex doll.
Yeah, that's get past the
What?
sponsored stuff.
Okay. What the hell? Okay. Okay. You know what? That all right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do we see here? I
Okay,
can't
yeah,
read that.
yeah. Pocket pussies, sex toys for men that are designed to bring you the biggest amount of pleasure possible. I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it certainly would fit.
Oh,
with the
dude,
game.
that's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude, those things have like themes and backstories and like,
For purely academic purposes, you
well,
learn this.
here's the thing, man. So like, when I found out that anime was actually popular now,
Uh-huh.
I like subscribed to every fucking anime thing on Facebook I fucking came across.
God. Uh-huh.
And I don't remember what the one what the name of it was. But you know, I subscribed to it, and it's like, yeah, there was like funny little fucking anime memes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they have sweepstakes, or what do they call that? Fucking, you know, sweepstakes.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
You can fucking enter the contest,
Yeah.
and you can win a fucking mystery package.
Uh-huh.
So it's one of the few.
You got a gift box from Onahole?
Let me tell my fucking story, okay? So it was one of the few times in my life I actually won.
Oh, okay.
So like I get an email saying, yeah, you won, you know, go
Uh-huh.
ahead and like, you know, give us your address. We'll send you this. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm thinking I
Cool,
can get some
alright.
little bullshit figurines,
Right.
maybe like a fucking value edition DVD of some anime. So I get this package. I'm like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Open it up. I open it up. There's a hentai DVD in there.
Uh-huh. Well, right up your alley.
There's some Arrow manga. I'm like,
I
okay.
don't know what that is.
It's fucking dirty manga.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And there was like some fucking bullshit figurines.
Uh-huh.
You
Okay,
know,
called
like
it. All right.
Okay, yeah. And an Onahole.
Okay.
So
Alright.
and it's in this box, and
Uh-huh.
on the front of the box is like this anime bride,
Uh-huh.
and it's called Bride on Her Wedding Night. And you flip it over, and there's like a whole fucking little story, like 4 or 5 paragraphs of
What the hell?
story about this character.
Uh-huh. Oh my.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Well,
and there's like the dude.
so you won it, and
No, I legitimately won it.
I'm just kidding.
I legitimately won.
Here's
I'm
the
like,
thing. Just so everybody knows, if he ordered it, he'd tell you, "Yeah, I ordered this," and
oh yeah, if I ordered it, I ain't no shame in my game.
no shame in his game. That's right.
You know, and I've used it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
it was pretty fucking
it
awesome.
was free. Why not?
Yeah, I'm like, I got it.
Yeah,
Here it
you
is.
got it. Why not?
You know?
You know, on all the fucking years, dude, that I've been on this earth, I've never used one of those.
Mhm.
Like the devices, right?
Yeah, you know,
Now-
like the
now-
fleshlight or
yeah,
you know,
that kind of stuff. Now, toys like with women,
right.
like
That's
I
a whole
have
other thing.
integrated that. That's a whole other thing, right? But like for myself, on myself,
Uh huh.
I never tried it.
You know what? I always felt like as men we got gypped in that department
We did. Oh, fuck yeah, we did.
until you know I found out about these things, and I'm like, you know, I went to the website that I won this thing from. I'm like, what? I mean, like, how? You know, let's go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Oh, there was like hundreds of them, various sizes and firmnesses and character types,
Oh
and
my.
we won't
Well,
even.
they got full on dolls now, dude.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
like robots now.
yeah.
Sex robots.
The real girl or
Yeah,
whatever.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They like full on Black Mirror type shit now.
Right.
Yeah. It only a matter of time till they
Uh-huh.
turn on
How the
your
hell
ass.
did we get here? We were talking about like cars and stuff.
I don't know, but we're out of time.
We're out of time.
We're out of time. Let's just do
I
that.
like where we're going here.
Yeah, before we end up even deeper into
Yeah.
you know,
Well, at least we
crazy
saved this
land.
to the end.
Right.
So
Yeah.
hopefully it'll go under the radar.
Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, look, I appreciate you joining us. We'll see you next week. Remember, 8 a.m. Wednesday mornings for as long as we can.
Right.
Without further ado, God bless you. God bless Indiana. And God bless the United States of America.
Amen.
Hope you have a great day. See you.
If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose. This has been Dion's Daily Dose, hosted by Dion Bergeron. Executive producers, Sean Holgram and Michael Beebe. Copyright 2024. Dion's Daily Dose, all rights reserved.